Yeah, I think that's working. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one, that one. Alright then. So, here we are. Today is the 19th of January, 2021. It's a weird year to say, but we're in 2021. It's the 19th of January, and today, grab yourself a Coke. Because we are going to break down this song. Track 1. My, that's a lot of tracks. I mean, I'm no Jacob, but hot damn, that's a lot of tracks. So I think this should all be working. Let me just double check OBS. Yeah, this seems to be working. I did a little test before just to make sure that I wasn't going to ramble on for about 40 minutes and then have nothing to not very good at this, am I? So, this is just going to be me rambling on for a decent amount of time about this song. And this is track 1 on the album. And the album is roughly about 53 minutes long. Just to let you know, I broke my mouse today. So I'm using this mouse. And it's not a great mouse because I can't scroll. I can only scroll up and down like this, which is a bit annoying. But what can you do? So, I don't know. Let's just get straight into it, I suppose. Now, although this was a solo album, I did have some help on this song. Don't shoot me! I had some help on this song. An old friend of mine named Oscar Ogden. And I've known Oscar for about 4 years. We went to college together. And he's an absolute wonderful human being. Very nice man. And he literally just put up on his story on Instagram. He said, "Hey, anyone want drums doing on their tracks?" And I took the opportunity because I knew this song needed drums. In fact, I might be able to show at the end. I'll show you a demo what this song used to sound like, because as you can see, there's so many. There's a lot of muted stuff here. A lot of stuff had to be taken out. A lot of stuff had to be reworked and stuff like that. So this song is the oldest song on the album. I've been working on this since May of 2019. So this has been gone through about 7-8 drafts, something like that. And like the time signature, it's all over the place. So we're just gonna get into it. We're gonna zoom in on it. And here we can see a part of the process that was kind of, well, it's this part. There's a question that I desire. So this is the first part. It's WONDERSKY. And here are the vocals down here. So there we go. Now you'll know my sessions are literally just a mess. They are just an absolute mess. But this is pretty simple. It's just 3 versions of gang vocals that are recorded on a separate session. Pretty simple. Yeah, I went on a different session and just went ba-dum, ba-dow a load of times. So I kind of compressed it down. And even with compressing fucking vocal tracks down, I still have about 400 tracks. So how good did that do me? And of course we have the drumming. I fucking love this drumming so much. I was I was in absolute awe when I dropped these into the session because he's just an immense drummer. It just works so well. Because the good thing about Oscar's drumming, it's very fast, and it's very erratic, and it's very but it's also very tight. So he'll do these mad subdivisions like on the toms and on the snare, and it's like your mind has to work it like a million miles an hour to even process what he's doing, but it's there, and it's all very musical. It is flashy, but it's flashy for a reason. So here's the drums. And that's all there is. I believe if you unmute these, there is some harmony parts. Which is what it used to sound like. These chords are just... Yeah, so that's... Believe it or not, in the original I actually sung... Oh, I can't scroll that way, it's so annoying. In the original part I actually sung every note of these chords. And I'm not going to tell you what these chords are, because A, they didn't make it into original, and B, they're a bit shit. So that's that. And after that, I'm actually going to move this window up a bit, because I keep scrolling onto the dock. There we go. You can see a bit of Minecraft down there, but we won't worry about that. So we have little bar of 3/8 there to transition us into the section, and the section goes like this. And in that section, we have these things. So I'll just do a little loop. So we've got these strings. We've got this. Doesn't look like time. I think all of these are just... Yeah, it's just a big airy chord. And I'm pretty sure it's a D13, that. Oh, D major 11. D major 11 chord. And we can see the MIDI here. Didn't even bounce these down. That's not the full chord. But, you know, it molds together. And then we've got some bass here. Some... And all of these have been automated to rise. Well, this, yeah. Yeah, these are groups of tracks, and they're the individual tracks. Bloody hell. There's no hiding from that now. I also have a friend called called Lawrence, known as Loz on Spotify. And for some reason or another, I don't know what I was doing with this video, but he released this story of him shouting at ducks. And I was like, I'm going to do something with that. So I think it's this. And that's that. That's the video of him shouting at ducks. I believe I don't think... Yeah, there's delay on all of it, but like... He's saying like, I can't remember what he was even saying, but like, it just works so well. It's like, it sounds like a group of people just going, and they're all panned like really hard left and right. And it's so good, man. I love it. Yeah, it worked really well, so I kept it in. Why not? Here we've got a Stevie Wonder interview. It sounds a bit different.
label in the beginning of Hey, I'm 6'2" now. No.
I'm 6'2" now.
But, you know,
So yeah, that's an old Stevie Wonder interview from ages ago. And here, I wonder if you can guess what this sound is. Sounds a bit alien, doesn't it? Well, I'll tell you what that sound is. If I slow down, I wonder if I can do this. Saturday night and we're in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Well, it's more like girls said hallelujah. So yeah, it's the ooh from Uptown Funk slowed right down. So it sounds like that is Lawrence, you're just really annoying in this session. You're not annoying in real life. You're an absolute joy to be around in real life. But in this session, you're taking the piss, lad. And here is a mistake, if I'm honest. It's just me going on a guitar. And I don't think there's anything here. I think that's it. So if you play it all together, it sounds like that. And it all opens out. So let's hang on. I just scrolled. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to investigate that once the stream's over. But let's go over this section. So here we have claps. We also have big drums. I think it's best to explain this if I just loop a section and build it up. I don't know if you'll be able to hear me or not because it's quite loud. Can you hear me? But here we go. So here's that. And we've got the claps. And the rhythm for this section is do da, do da, do da, boom boom ba. So it's like a 7/8 rhythm on top of a 4/4. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3. It's kind of how it was supposed to work. It was supposed to generate some sort of interest. Why isn't that locking onto there? That's really annoying. If I can just go like this, just to make it exact. Oh, this mouse. I swear to God, it's not good. This is muted, so you don't have to worry about that. And we have a transistor organ. It's not decided to play in ball. Some guitar. Some strummed guitar. Some acoustic guitar. Some big sweeping electric guitar chords. And some cymbals. Crowd noise. It's there, you can hear it. Some of that. So yeah, it's basically all there is. And there's a big wave bass thing. If I would have mastered the album, that would have sounded sick. But I didn't. And if we scroll all the way down, hello. Oh, that's the drums. We'll get to that later. It's so annoying not having a proper mouse. We scroll all the way. Oh, that's it. Oh, I thought there was more. Okay. I think the vocals are up here. They don't work. That's that. And then we get to This is purely just MIDI. There are no real instruments in there whatsoever.
Mastery and some that didn't go so well. I can't sit and tell you that it's been the best because there's times that I've been through hell.
And then this is. I had funny story about that lead vocal. I had a massive coughing fit after that because I did this, and then I did the second verse, both together in a very short space of time. And after I did it, I just had a massive coughing fit. Then we got this bit, which is essentially the same bit, only this has decimals and chemicals, they merge together, are all inside our stupid heads. Guitar. There's also pluck guitar that's out of tune. This is very late 60s, I'd say. And then we got this. A little bit of alien invasion going on here. And I don't know if you noticed this. And you're an eagle.
No.
That was fun to do. And that's basically it for the verses, really. Not much more to say on that front. So then we move on to this, which is the first time that Oscar really kind of goes for it. Not that he didn't go for it in the intro, but we've got piano. Let's just do a bit more loop here. This is where you start to get some more nice jazzy extension chord things. This took forever to mix. Like, don't even go there. And I love this section because the chords are so angelic, yet that guitar, man, it's just, it's so angry. It's like angrily joyful, if that makes sense. And we've got more crowd noises, which is nice of them. And just someone banging a load of cymbals in a gym hall. Fake bass, because I'm lazy. Transistor organ again. That was just a planned track. I don't actually have a keyboard in front of me because I'm doing assignments at the minute. I should be doing assignments right now, but yeah. I believe we had a mellotron here. All that's going on in that section. And if you want to know the cadencing of these chords, it's basically you're going round the circle of fifths, basically. So you're going down in fourths. I think that's correct. Oh, it's your 2-5-1. So you got a 2-5-1, and then it just goes up a semitone. Your pretty standard stuff. Yeah, and then it goes a bit nuts there. So yeah, this is just kind of random guitars, really. This is probably my least favourite section in the song. And the guitar's not real either. And that flute's not real either. There is some real guitar in here though. Let me see. There's some Rhodes. Which is actually copied and pasted from this section, which I did first. But we'll get to that. I think this is the guitar. It's actually really nice. Yeah. Oh, it's lovely that. And then we've got this bit as well, which is yeah, just a nice little break because it's so intense. It's so intense. The first 2 minutes of the song, you've got to have a little bit of a breather, and then once you've had that breather, you're like, it's time for some more Bogdan, and this is what goes on there. Just epic. Just epic. And on top of that, we got some piano. That's so out of time. Oh my god, that is so out of time. I never even noticed that. I've got a click. That's so bad. Robbie, you're terrible. Fucking hell, that is... It's like I fell off the piano. That wasn't even the right notes. I plead guilty. And that's just the cheesiest sound ever. God, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? And I completely forgot that they had fuzz on them. So there you go. And then you got... It's basically just the intro. Except that there is a special chord. Who knows what that chord is? It's a super Lydian chord, if you didn't. And we've got some evil laughs. I kind of died of embarrassment doing that, if I'm honest. If I'm honest, yeah, I did. Hey! There you go. This slows things down, if you didn't know. It can be used to fade or slow down, and it makes things sound really good, and it's so easy to do as well. So that is the meat and potatoes of that. And then we've got this. This is how this section was born. So there you go. You got these chords going up in fifths. And then somehow it just goes back. Like a nice Lydian texture. I don't need to tell you. There's a clap. Everything that you think you know about the section, you probably already know. And there's some Latin percussion here. Yeah, just random percussion. And here is the drums. That is just indestructible, that. If anyone wants to sample that and rap over it, because that would sound really good. Not this, this. But let it down. Yeah, or something better than that. And there's some here as well. Some crappy vocals. Some not so crappy vocals. Some very polite backing singers. I thought I was going to sneeze. And some fizzy synth from the 80s. Oh. I just don't proofread, do I? I don't proofread my essays, I don't proofread my songs. And on to this section. And this is just like your barest of bare bones piano patches from Logic. Look, it's just your synthesizer. And I'm pretty sure when I was doing the drafts of this, the song ended here, and the 5/8 section wasn't there. So I had to, and I just did the chords, and it turned out quite well for me then. Oh. Nice. Sorry, I was so relaxed then I just forgot my train of thought. And here we go. Here comes the 5/8 section. So all of these MIDI sections is basically that, but just bounced. And then this is shakers. This is conga. And this is blocks. Let's play them all together, shall we? I love this section. I think it's really nice. This synth was added later. There's thunder here as well. Just some rain noises that fade out. Fade. What else? What else have we got? I think we have some stuff up here, although I'm not too sure. Don't hold me on that. We have absolutely nothing up there, so let's not worry about that. I think this is an organ. And as you know, there's a bit of distortion on that. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Don't know where it is, but it's there. And that is a guitar. We get some nice mellotrons. I've been a big fan of a mellotron recently from an album In Absentia by Porcupine Tree. It's one of the albums I grew up listening to. It's about serial killers. Some additional vocals, added vocals. That's pretty much it. And then we get to oh god, this song is very long. I think this is the longest song on the album, actually. Either that or No, I think this is the longest one. Wow. For the longest time, this 5/8 section, the metronome wasn't. It was. It was doing septuplets, which I find was pretty funny. Now, this bit is very strange. I spent a lot of time trying to get this right, and I still don't think I got it right, but I just released it anyway. And yeah, these guitars are doing the. But they're doing it in a 7/4 rhythm, so just slicing off the last beat basically. And here is funky bass line. And this Rhodes solo was just here for ages and ages and ages. This Rhodes solo has always been here. It's been like a trusty friend. You can't go wrong with a Rhodes solo. Oh, there's nothing up there. It's just a void. Yeah. I think that's we've got drums down here. That snare work, man. He's got the left hand like a chipmunk. See what I mean about the solo already being there? Because I love it when you're listening to like jazz fusion records and it's been either done live or in the studio. The solo has been curated from the drum solo, specifically in the song Lingus by Snarky Puppy. There is a bit towards the end where Corey Henry's doing his thing, and there's that bit where it goes do 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 you know, those kind of details, so much easier when you've got the solo first and then you do the drums, because the drums that Oscar does here are complementing the solo so well. Where's the solo? See that bit there? It's like it builds up. So the drums build up in intensity. It's just works. And those two snare things there just adds to it, man. It's so nice. That's why I've got a hat on, by the way. It's just a hat sort of day. So, where were we? Oh yeah, this bit. This is where the intensity starts to rise. And you know it starts to rise because you ditch the MIDI and you go to audio. Ah, it's so harsh on the ears. I love it. So yeah, there's a lot going on here. I'm going to go down here. Here we are. So throughout Year of the People, you will hear this sound an awful lot. It's in And Rest, it's in Hot Chance, it's in Feel It, it's in World at Your Feet, I'm pretty sure it's in Start Again. It's in so many songs. And it's in Quite Certain Certainty of Pleasure. And I call it Trade It All synth because there is a Corey Henry song called Trade It All where it goes and it sounds almost identical to this. And Observant people may know that this is sidechain compressed to Oscar's bass drum. Or snare drum, can't remember. The song's out, I don't care now. Can never go wrong with sus2 chords. So, like, spatially aware. And Mellotron along with that. You can't forget the Mellotron. Cool. What else have we got down here? We got these, which bridge the gap. That is just piano, but reversed. And then put some weird effects on them. There is... What is this? Oh! We've got some dirty bass work down here. And that is very reminiscent of Luminol by Steven Wilson, which isn't on the Inspirations playlist. It's basically... I would bring up Spotify, but... Oh. And then we've got some extra stuff here. I think we've got some... Just to accentuate, you know, Oscar's frantic playing. Some synth extra to complement these, and that's like strings. I don't know what you call them. And that's basically it. And Oscar slays in this moment. And he totally made up. He totally made up this this section. I mean, he didn't, but he made up the bass, the drumming pattern, which sounds obvious, but I was thinking of something different. I thought it was just going to carry on. But instead he just stripped it down and went which is well cool. In fact, that's a total lie. I planned it out. So there's the WONDERSKY motif. And those are the chords. And then we've got these, which, you know, long forgotten drums. And there's these. Some like gospel-y organ kind of shit. I believe it's a very Star Wars kind of sound, that. You know. Something you might hear on, I don't know, like a New Hope original trilogy kind of sound. And then the strings carry on, I believe. So that's what that does, and then that's pretty much it on that regard. I believe we have lyrics here. Here we are lying around in this rock trying to make it worthwhile to live, stuck on ball each 17 with a mathematician of it sieve. Lyric writing is hard for me, because I don't know, it just I find myself either writing too vague or too specific. So it's kind of all just about just do what you want to do, really, and kind of some observational things like I couldn't tell you. Work it out yourself. this was the bit I meant. Oscar kind of curated this bit, or at least the second half, where it goes. So yeah, he's good at doing that. That's how that goes. That's pretty cool. So we got the chords just stabbing. And we got a... That is like one of those... That feels like just a moment of dread, that. Oh God. It's like you just shit your pants. That is the sound of... If you shit your pants, it's like, oh no. Oh no. How am I going to get out of this? And then we've got this, which I believe is ooh. Yeah. I mean, not much more I have to say about that. We've got claps. I got it wrong. So overall, this is what it sounds like. Yeah, and these pianos, again, you can't go wrong with sus chords. Is what we're going to gather from that. You don't win friends with sus chords. You don't win friends with sus chords. And that's how that pans out. So you got all this building intensity. Getting hit in the face with quintuplets. And that's it. Don't know how much more I want to tell you about that. But yeah, that's it. I'll tell you what's going on in this bit, and then we'll finish up with Sky. So we have a Lydian chord used with the same sound as Final Last Words by Tears for Fears. I don't know if you knew that. And we've got two very important sounds here. We've got this. I don't know if you can hear that, but the name of the file is 2019-1201. I believe I recorded this voice memo on the 1st of December 2019, and it is the Liverpool Cathedral. Doing that. Will you? It's very quiet. I don't know if you have to hear it, but there you go. And then we've got rain traffic noises, which isn't Liverpool, but it might as well be Liverpool because I don't know if you can see, but it's raining right now. And then we go, follow me down, and that's the end of the song. So overall, we've got nothing left to show you. That's pretty much the whole song. And I did promise a plan. So while we're waiting for that, I'll just make another scene with just my face on it. If I can just do this. And then use that device. Oh my god, you I've been looking down like this. You can hardly see my face the whole time. That's fucking shit. But yeah, here we go. And oh no, we don't want to see that. I will try and find this. Oh, you can't see. Oh, no, you can see me. You can see me. Okay. So I believe if I go down here, and then I can switch scenes. There we go. We can see. Okay, we've got WONDERSKY as of WONDERSKY as of 27th of May. Right, that's with drums on it. WONDERSKY 3. Oh, here we go. You're probably hearing this through my mic. But there was this whole other section which went. Yeah, pop it like it. No lyrics in it, and there was no amazing Oscar drumming in it, unfortunately. But yeah, and I left the click on. We've even got a WONDERSKY 2 here. I dread to think what this sounds like. This just ends right after the 5/8 bit. So as you can see, not very good there. So that concludes, really. Don't really have a lot more to say on that regard. I can do more of these, I can do less of these, I can do just these, just constantly these. But let me know if anyone wants to see more of these. I'm happy to do more of these because I am really bored. So yeah, that is the end of this WONDERSKY song breakdown, analysis, whatever you want to call it. Thank you everybody for just listening to the album and showing its support. I really appreciate it. Goodbye now. Goodbye.